afternoon. Is this thing on? Is it on now? Okay. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Crescent Arts Center. I am the Henderson County High School Assistant Band Director, Tracy Clark. I'm about to complete my first year as a teacher, a band director, and I could not have picked a better school and better students to have began my career with. So, this is how the order of events are going to go. We are going to start out with percussion studies. We're going to transition to wind ensemble, and then concert band. We'll finish it out. And we'll see. All right. I was going to say something. Oh, let's address the elephant in the room. I have gotten a lot of feedback. Some say I look like the Pope. Because it is. Okay. It's actually a whistle for our first piece. So I am not filling in for the Pope. That's going to be announced tomorrow. Just so you know that. Okay. All right. So we hope you enjoy Where Silence Begins. funk. I just want to recognize Alyssa. Did she do an amazing job on that? Another person I want to recognize on this stage is the man, Scott Dallas. He's playing congas. Scott is a huge asset to our program. He helps with our percussion department, mostly in the marching band season, but he is very helpful to our kids who want extra help outside of that. So we're very thankful for Scott. Raise your hand, my kids, raise your hand if you did not study percussion in middle school. Like, yes. So half of our class are non-percussionists. They just decided to sign up. And so let's give a clap to them because they work really hard. This just proves that music is for everybody and everybody can do music. And so I'm really proud of them. They worked really hard on this piece. I was unsure we were going to pull it off, but they pulled it off. And so I'm very thankful for them. Okay, so as the rest of my team students leave, we're going to have Bryce Blanford and Scott Dallas are going to do a duet. Let me say something about Bryce, okay? Yeah, you'll go ahead and head off the stage. Okay. Bryce is a very motivated and a very talented individual, and I don't mean to make his head bigger than it already is, but I am thankful for Bryce. He has helped me tremendously in percussion studies because I am not a percussionist. I had one semester of percussion techniques in college, but I was thrown into this, and he has helped me. We have bumped heads, but I'm thankful for that because it has made me a better person and a better musician because of that. So, without further ado, Bryce and Scott are going to play Salsa Verde. is our North Middle School band director, Casey Reason. He's going to be playing piano now. So, not only is he a fabulous band director, but he's an even better pianist. And so, we're thankful to have him on board with us and to be able to use his skills. Okay? So, this next piece is called Song Without Words, and it is from a well-known Gustav Holst concert band piece. And it's basically, it's like Romeo and Juliet. So there is this love story, but there's also a lot of pain along with that. And I think a lot of us in here know what that's like. So I hope you enjoy a song without words. Our professional studies performance. We're going to transition to wind ensemble under the direction of Mr. John Woods.
Hello. Good evening. Let me start by saying thank you for coming out tonight and supporting all of these students that are on stage performing for you. The next group that we have tonight is our wind ensemble. This is generally a group that would be audition based. It's kind of set up to be the top group within the program. That's how it usually is at schools with bigger programs and things like that. We're working our way there. But this is our class. We meet every day, 5th period, right after our full band class. And these students have been my go-to for sight reading things. So pulling out new pieces of music, just sight reading it, seeing what we like, what we don't like. One of the pieces that we're playing tonight is a piece that we found through sight reading. One of the pieces that we played for assessment back in March for some judges was a piece that we found sight reading. We pulled it out, we really liked what it sounded like, and we passed it out to everybody else and got it ready for you tonight. But the piece that we have tonight is from a combined piece. It's got 2 movements to it. It's called Two More Hymns, and we're only going to play the first one. But it's called My Faith Looks Up to Thee. It's very chamber music-like. As soon as we played it in our class, we talked that day and we were like, yeah, this is a piece that we want to play on the concert with just us. This isn't a class that's gotten to do much by themselves on a concert recently because the class numbers have looked like this. So hope you like My Faith Looks Up to Thee. There were more pieces that we could find in our library for us to showcase this group here. But we're going to do a quick set change real fast and get set up for our full symphonic band. So if you'll bear with us for just a few minutes. Thank you. Toasty up here. All right, in front of you now is our combined symphonic band. This is everybody that is in our 4th period class and our 5th period class, and a couple of them that only take jazz band are also in this group. This is basically every wind player that we have and most of the percussionists that we have that have been doing band since middle school. We have quite the program for you tonight. This is probably the hardest program that I've ever put out. Some of the hardest music that they've ever played. But I'm so excited for you to hear it. They have worked phenomenally hard. This is completely new music since assessment a month and a half ago. We decided, in years past, we would reuse that music and play it for you today, and then reuse some of it and play it at graduation. We decided to throw that out this year, and we have 6 pieces to play for you tonight, and it's quite the roller coaster of music. We're going to start with kind of a mysterious piece here by Robert W. Smith. It's called Incantations. Powerful sense of mystery. I made notes for tonight so I wouldn't forget anything. The music evokes the feeling of ancient rituals, using bold rhythms, rich textures, and driving percussion to create a dramatic and intense opening statement. This is just the start of the roller coaster, and I hope that you enjoy what they have worked so hard on. And we're going to start that with Incantations. You've already met him, but I'm going to take a second to introduce him. Mr. Drake Skipworth is our assistant band director. Like he said earlier, he is new to us this year and new to just teaching in general, especially as a full-time band director. So it has been phenomenal to have him. He's been run ragged the past couple of months. He's been helping with the musical that just finished this past weekend, trying to do his duties as the band director, teach percussion ensemble, played with the jazz band a couple of weeks ago. He's been fabulous to have, and I'm going to let him talk to you about his piece that he's got coming up. Please help me welcome to the stage Mr. Drake Skipworth.
This next piece, I kind of programmed with the thought in mind that Mother's Day is it next Sunday? It is coming up. And let me read what this composer said about his mother, okay? Her life was heroic, but without fanfare. She worked and hoped and inspired. She loved and was loved. Her life was a noble song of quiet courage. I'm sure most of us in this room has a mother or a mother figure in our life who has had quiet courage, who has stood firm, who has loved us. I know that my mother has loved me, and I know she couldn't be here tonight because she had to work, but she wanted to be here. But I tell these kids that we want to dedicate this song to our mothers. So we hope you enjoy A Quiet Courage.
told you we're going on a roller coaster tonight. That was fantastic. Man. All right. The next one that we have is called Not Alone. It's by Randall Standridge, who just, we were just talking, Mr. Reason and I backstage about, he just pumps out music. He's got music for all different grade levels, middle school, high school that you're going to hear tonight. This piece is part of a project. It's called the Unbroken Project. And there's pieces from grade 1, all which would be the easiest, and grade 5, which is the hardest. He covers it all. This one is like the grade 5 piece, but it's watered down just a little bit and taken about 10 minutes off of it. This piece is about 6 minutes. The long piece is 15. So we'll come back to that one maybe in a few years. But to tell you a little bit about this one, this piece for Mr. Standridge is a personal and emotional piece. The reason that he wrote it is to help break the stigma surrounding mental health. He suffers from depression and anxiety. His mother suffers from depression and anxiety. So he took on this Unbroken project, hoping to help kind of break the stigma of you can't talk about it. So there are bands from grade 6 through college level bands, even into professional orchestras and such, playing this music and talking about the things that are talked about in this. Inspired by his own struggles and those of his mother, Randall Standridge encourages open conversations and reminds us that we are never truly alone. This song is both haunting and hopeful, a reminder of the strength found in vulnerability and connection. So you're going to hear a lot of stuff happening where it feels like you're alone. There's some stuff happening where it feels like everybody's against you. It's you against the world. But there are some big, powerful moments of hope and knowing that you are not alone, no matter what it is that you're going through. So another heavy piece right on top of that last one. I hope you really enjoy Randall Standridge's Not Alone.
Samuel Hazel is probably my most favorite band composer. And so he's a percussionist, so he's very percussive heavy. Hope you enjoyed that. Okay? The next piece we are doing, you're going to find very recognizable, and I think Mr. Woods.
Follow up, Mr. Skipware's favorite conductor with my favorite conductor. Frank Zacali is one of, if not like, the reason that I love to get up here and conduct groups. We did a piece of his last year, an elegy. The seniors got to do a piece of his a couple of years ago, their freshman year, I think. Shenandoah. This is another one of his Amazing Grace. Just the way that he blends the instruments, the harmonies, the counter melody on top of the melody. It is just fantastic stuff. And there's a podcast somewhere from several years ago that a buddy of mine did called What's Your Jam? And you got to go on there and talk about your favorite song. And he asked me to come do it, and my favorite song of all time is Amazing Grace. We pulled it out, sight read it one day, decided we were between this piece and another piece, and they decided on it, playing this one. So I really hope that you enjoy Amazing Grace, my friends. Got one more. We're almost there. Just a little over an hour. We're killing it. Don't they sound fantastic? Before we get to the last one, I want to take a moment, and if our seniors will please stand up. Seniors, stand up, rise back there in the discussion section. All right, you can sit down. We are graduating 13 total, I think, throughout the program. That's including our marchman, our guard seniors, and these 12, 13 have been through it when it comes to who's on the podium in front of them. So kudos to you all for sticking it out and being fabulous musicians and setting the foundation for what will come out of this program. So we're graduating, like I said, 12 or 13 this year. Our junior class next year is quite small. We've got 4 next year, so in a couple of years, this group on this stage should be quite wider and have a lot more people in it, and all thanks to those seniors who've stuck it out and just continue to be fabulous musicians and role models for the rest of our group. We've got one more for you. This is a really fun one. It's quite loud, just so you know. It's called critical mass. Critical mass is the smallest amount of material needed to initiate a nuclear chain reaction. So we start with this really big burst of energy, a nuclear explosion, if you will, and then we just take off with it, build up momentum throughout, and have a lot of fun with it. It's fast, it cooks, and thanks for being here. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your week to come out and support these kiddos in this program, and I really hope that you've enjoyed the music that they've made for you tonight. Critical mass.
Thank you.